Magic, welcome back, hope you're well. Today we're going to hit back on some product photography. That is my background as a photographer. I'm not a videographer, let's say, per se, but I'm learning the trade. But I do still love to take pictures, and products and adventure is where my heart lies. So this is what today is going to be. I did do a video on this with was it Fisker axe? Can't remember what brand of axe it was, but it did it on an axe and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Have a look up here. I'll set a link there, but stay tuned because we are going to go through how I will set up and shoot some outdoor products. So a while ago, I sent out a bunch of emails to different outdoor companies, or mostly within Scandinavia, saying, look, I'm trying to get into this bracket of work. If I create a video and do some shots for you, can you send me your products for use? And no one responded bar one company. So thank you very much to Wildo. I've got a huge selection of, what's this called? This is the camper box. And I've got a few of the fire flint and steel. We're going to set up a camping scenario shot list, starting the fire, lighting Bunsen burner, try lighting a fire. Not so sure how that's going to go because there is a fireplace here. So I think that's the only place that I can light a fire, and it's not that pretty. So we'll see how that one rolls. And then we'll do some shots with sort of the camper box. But first, get the first shot set up, and then I'll take you through what I'm thinking. Okay, so the rough idea is we've got a little bit of side light. There's no sun today, so there's going to be so it should be quite dark. Dark vibe, dark feel. We'll see how it looks. So a bit of side light, probably add a little vignette in edit. Nice low shallow focus, roughly where you are. Shoot the camera here. This will be out of focus background, concentration on the burner. I will most likely light with the flint and steel, trying to show as much of the color and the product as possible. Also still using the product as intended, and hopefully we'll get a nice shot to start with, lighting the campfire stove. Right, everything's set up. Had a little change of heart of having the burner on this corner because the tripod was unable to get the correct height with the seat bench, so always have to be able to change what you've got on your head. But this still works quite nicely. Camera's set back just a little bit, landscape mode, so if this was for client purposes, they could use that as a double page spread. They can have space for text. So I've got the Bunsen burner on the left, the right 2/3 of the picture. I'm on the left. You could split that in the middle, magazine, how to start a fire, etc., or some catchy title. But yeah, test shots look pretty good. So now we're going to go for the real thing. Ooh, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Camera is set to interval mode. And now I just have to time this perfectly with this. If I stand back a bit of leg in there, no, this leg. Right, first shot is done, super happy with that. Got the camera angle right. Got a couple of good shots where the sparks from the flint look really, really good. The flash coming across lights just my hands and my trousers just a little bit perfectly. Not too much, not too little. The background is nice and dark, so the focus is on the center of what I'm doing. Sadly, with the flint and steel, if you've ever used one, it's not the easiest product to, let's say if I wanted to actually show the product, it's very difficult to hold and actually show. So this would be more of a action piece. Let's say advertising shot. Wildo would put their logo at the top. Who knows? We'll see what they do and see if they like the pictures actually. But I also did this with freaking mosquitoes. Also did this with no gas on, just to see if I can get the shot correct. Now I'm going to try it with the gas on and see if we can get a nice shot with the fire. Oh yeah, hands look really good. The flash on the hands is nice. Good sparks. There's a couple of good shots with some nice flame. And what I can do in post is edit the good sparks with the good flame, get one good shot. Perfect. Right, shot 2. Got the next shot set up, super happy with the one before. So this one's gonna be more, let's say, lifestyle-y in a way. And if the noise gets a bit funny, Lulia has some fighter jets flying around, so apologies for that. So we're gonna have the boiling kettle with the flint and steel right in the front, which is a nice yellow lime green color. And I'm just gonna introduce the camper box just on the edge of the shot, either in portrait or landscape, not sure how it's gonna roll. At least now the focus is here and I don't need to be in the picture doing anything, so I can move around as I normally would, trying to create the best shot possible. Still with just a little bit of side light, underexpose the background so all of this stands out, and hopefully by the time the water boils, we get all the steam coming out, I will have nailed down 1 or 2 good shots that those are the angles that I want to get. The 55 is not quite correct for this. Need to compress this a little bit. So we're going to go with the 90mm macro, which means if I get a little bit further about, and now the kettle is boiling. Oh, this is much nicer, especially with the steam coming out of the kettle. Right, wasn't super happy with those shots where you got the kettle going and the flint and steel are in the front, and then including the camper box. I think the flint and steel is definitely more of an action-based item. So round 2 for the flint and steel. Got the first one, that's really good. And I think this one, if I can get this right, that'll be 2 or 3 really nice shots where you're showing the flint and steel in action and you get to see the product. And you know, if this was an advertising scenario, there'd be a beautiful product shot of the actual flint and steel, which I might still do as well. Let me show you what I've got going on for setup flint and steel number 2 set. Yeah, something like that. Viewpoint is going to be looking down onto the wood here, and since they did deliver fresh wood earlier, that's going to be super helpful. The flash is almost completely horizontal, coming across, and what I will be doing is, if this is roughly the angle, my hand will be here doing the flint and steel, and I'll actually try to angle the part of the handle up towards the camera so you can see the colour of the handle. Set the interval to 30 shots, and theory we can do okay. Bit tricky to do this with. We'll see. And fingers crossed. And we have fire. Haha. Just hold it. Let's just do that again. Right, hopefully this is the last shot on the flint and steel. Gone for a lower angle. Shots look good, just a little repositioning. Definitely going to have a few good ones out of that. Super happy with that, really happy. Got the fire, the flint is just sparking at the right time. The colours look good, it's nice, it's got a dark, moody vibe. And now we're going to go and cook some food. So I get to have, like, what's this, like late breakfast now, it's about 11 o'clock. Again, having this low light coming across here, spork and bowl from the camper box there, angle shot. Actually, we can turn you off. So the theory is, practice at least, 90mm I think, coming this way. I will be sitting on the chair, you know, pretending to cook. Camper box will be here with a cup of coffee, and that'll be your scene. Nice out of focus background, light to come across, hit me in the hands, hit the edges here, nicely lit. Slightly looking down, not too sure yet. Yeah, but that's the basis for this shot. I'm gonna have the bacon cooking. Get that back on there, a bit of extra colour. So now we've got shot looking across here, landscape. The back of the bench is out of focus. Focus is right here on the camper box. So I'll be having my hands in the shot, cooking. Okay. Oh, this is all dangerous, isn't it? Okay, so now the interval camera has been set. You're going to hear lots of screaming and popping as I cook. Okay, first setup shot is pretty good. The whole layout's quite nice. The only downside is that because I'm shooting from my left, so this side is going to show in the frame first. I'm like this. You've got all my tattoos, which if I was going to do a shot like this, I wouldn't use somebody with tattoos. So I'm going to try and flip the scene so my right hand is the main arm. And then we'll see what sort of shots we get, and maybe a little bit closer, a little bit tighter, because there was a little bit too much dead space on this side of the shot. But overall, pretty good. Right, had a slight change in heart. Going to go for portrait instead of landscape, just for this for now. So we've got the camper box plate and the spork with the foldable cup, little like a tray. Not entirely sure what that is, but it comes with it. Got the baguette on there, and then just in the background, I'll be cooking. The light comes across, everything's lit perfectly. And in theory, I will be more of a background element, but I'll be here cooking, ready to make breakfast for the shot. Okay, now it's cooking, or I'm cooking at least. Just going to have to quickly do round 2, because I do like that. But the seems like the ground's a little bit too dark, so I'm just going to let in a little bit more ambient light for these shots. Let's see if we do this. The other shot with the egg wasn't going to work because I basically burnt the eggs. But they kind of look okay. But now what I'm going to try and do is shoot over my shoulder with the camera there, which I now have connected to my phone, and I just need to get a good shot holding the spork. It's kind of like, actually looks pretty good. We'll have a 2-second timer. And hopefully, that is actually not bad. Okay, so this is quite fun. We're going to some different shots here. Super happy with that shot. Almost forgot about the dialing in with the phone so you can connect to the camera so you can remote it and shoot yourself. Bit tricky, but you do get there. Try one more shot. And that brings us to the end of the shoot. I hope you enjoyed this. I thoroughly enjoyed creating these images, and I hope you got to see a little bit of how maybe you can create some images if you were going to go down this route. I found this a bit tricky, obviously shooting the video behind the scenes of me shooting the products. So it's like multitasking multiple things, being the model as well as the director and finding all the bits and, you know, building the shots out. I would have liked to add more elements to create more of a story. The first gas stove shots, the focus was just off. It wasn't actually on the middle of the stove, so the actual middle of the Bunsen burner, the gas stove, wasn't perfectly sharp, but the essence of the shot was there, so at least it wasn't a complete failure. So bad focusing on my part. And then the rest of the shots, quite good. The ones with just the firelighter by itself, trying to introduce like the camper box on the edge, a little bit dull. would have been better if you'd had another person as a model, someone else cooking, and then I can really try to move in and out and create different angles, get different shots. But that's the situation I'm in right now. The fire shots at the end, thoroughly enjoyed them. Love the dark, moody vibe, gave them a really nice warm tone in the edit. And yeah, thoroughly enjoyed just the over-the-shoulder shots. Really, again, really tricky to organize and orchestrate when you're the model taking the picture and there's video and all these multiple bits. But yeah, overall, I hope you enjoyed this. Like, share and follow, and stay tuned because next week I'm going to be in Abisko doing some hikes up in the Swedish Lappish mountains, and can't wait for that. Can't wait to share this video with you. Have a great week, and I'll catch you in the next one.